Hello, my name is Amber Crow, and I'm here to talk to you about internet privacy. We will begin in describing some ways that your internet privacy can be invaded. The most common and less invasive way is what is known as cookies. Cookies are little snippets of code which allows a website to store information about you onto your computer. The cookies you are probably most familiar with are session cookies. These cookies only persist during your time on the specific website. This allows for many modern features, such as logins, authenticated pages, shopping carts, and website preferences. So cookies are not inherently malicious. Unfortunately, over the years, websites learned a good source for information and thus income is through data mining their users. Cookies began profiling users and also started tracking their behavior across the internet. And unfortunately, this is all done without their knowledge or permission. Now, one of the benefits of cookies is that you can control them through your browser. This includes disabling them or deleting them. Of course, this just encourages websites to develop sneakier cookies that are even more persistent and even more difficult to find. Persistent cookies, such as flash cookies or ever cookies, have been developed to hide in local storage outside of your browser, and they most of the time do not die once you leave the website. Again, this is done without your permission or your knowledge. A more malicious and invasive way to gather data is through malware, most specifically spyware. Spyware is installed directly onto your computer, either in the form of a virus or bundled unsuspectingly in with other innocent software. Luckily, many antiviruses now detect and try to prevent the installation of this type of malware. Of course, the most easiest way for companies to gain your information is that you simply give it to them. In order to use services, we willingly hand over a lot of personal information. Companies such as Facebook or Twitter can then use this information to their discretion, and you have very little legal recourse. It's always good knowledge to keep in mind that once you put information onto the internet, you most likely cannot get it back. So what can you do to prevent your behavior from being tracked? One thing that is useful is making cookies an opt-in choice, and they should not be loaded automatically unless given specific permission to. There are many third-party extensions that help inform the users what exactly is being loaded alongside the website. There are universal blockers that prevent any script from running, such as NoScript and ScriptSave. These are very aggressive, as they block any script, including JavaScript and PHP scripts, and so they can often break websites. So more user-friendly options are extensions that only block trackers that are found on their predefined database. Such options are AdBlock, Ghostery, Disconnect, and Do Not Track Me. Though these extensions do prevent tracking your behavior, they do little to actually protecting your information. Of course, the best way to protect your information is through encryption. It is always good practice to encrypt your email and chats. Another option is using a virtual private network. VPNs are protected and encrypted networks created on top of the internet. This allows you to transport information across the internet safely. If being anonymous is your goal, a good option is Tor. Tor creates an encrypted network where your information is bounced around a bunch of different computers before being released onto the internet. This makes it very difficult to track your information and origins as the IP address is masked. However, keep in mind that once your information is released onto the internet, it is not encrypted. Though these are all good practices to consider when browsing the internet, the most worrisome thing in today's world is government unauthorized access to our information. You might have heard about the United States National Security Agency and the PRISM program. The PRISM program is a large-scale data mining operation on United States citizens and on other countries across the world. There is widespread speculation on how far the spying goes. It is close to impossible to live off the grid successfully in this global and digital age. So now is the time to set the precedent of what is or what isn't acceptable when invading our online privacy. If you want to learn more about internet privacy and how you can protect yourself, I have included a list of resources inside of my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope this gives you a little more incentive to perhaps protect your privacy and what information that you put onto the internet.